Buenos días,
Good morning,
saludo y agradezco en primer lugar a los
greetings,
organizadores
and I
de
thank
este simposio tan
all of the
interesante
people that organize this
que nos
symposium
brinda la
that gives us
alternativa
the
de las nacionalidades y
opportunity
países del
to
mundo.
be with different people from the world.
Agradezco a la,
I'm also grateful to,
como dicen acá por sus sílabas, la
like,
BYU, la
I,
Universidad,
I'm so grateful to BYU, the University of
por
Utah,
tenernos en su casa.
for having us as a home
Como
guest.
saben, soy de Paraguay.
Like you say, I'm from Paraguay.
Paraguay es un país que está en el corazón de América.
Paraguay is in the heart of Latin
Podemos decir
America.
que Paraguay es un
I
país
like to say
pequeñito,
that it is a small country,
lo es comparado a sus grandes
but it
vecinos,
is compared to
Argentina
its
y
great
Brasil.
neighbors, Brazil and
Como
Argentina.
dijera nuestro presidente,
But like our
Paraguay es más grande que
president
Europa
used to say, is Paraguay is
y
bigger
además
than
tiene
Germany,
84 millones de
and
habitantes.
Germany has
Nosotros
84
vivimos en
million
un continente
people,
apenas somos 7
and in our
millones.
country we're only 7
Hay
million.
mucho desarrollo
So
todavía
there is a lot
en
to
Paraguay.
develop in Paraguay.
Bueno,
Well,
la conquista. Quiero
the
remitirme
conquer.
brevemente a la,
I wanna
a la conquista.
I want to talk a little bit about
Se
this,
produjo en nuestras
about
Américas
the conquer
por el amparo de Dios
happened under
y
God's
de los
mercy
monarcas españoles. Es decir,
and
que
under the
hubo un
Spaniards
convenio
monarchs,
entre
and it's a
la corona
and
española y
it's a
los santos
treaty between
y los sacerdotes
Spain
católicos integraban
and the
las
priest.
expediciones
They were the ones in charge
y
of
se
the
dice,
expeditions, and it is said
a veces hasta poéticamente,
that
que
in a
la
poetic way,
conquista se hizo con la
sometimes
cruz y
that
la espada.
sometimes it was done with the sword and the cross.
De ese tiempo viene la
In
influencia
that time, there is the
del cristianismo
influence and the Christianism
en
comes
la
in,
formación de nuestras nacionalidades.
and how we form our
En Paraguay se ha
nationalities.
dado
In
una
Paraguay,
experiencia
there has been an
trascendente
experience that is
que son las
transcendent,
misiones
that it
jesuíticas.
was the
Las misiones jesuíticas
Jesuits'
fueron
missions.
instauradas
They were
en el territorio actual de Paraguay,
they were established
una parte de Argentina y
in
otra parte de
Paraguay,
Uruguay.
Uruguay, and
Estas misiones
Argentina.
jesuíticas, los
And in these
sacerdotes
missions, the priests
convocaron
they will
y adoctrinaron
they will call
a la
upon
religión
and
católica
they
a
will
los aborígenes
doctrine
en gran
the
número,
origins of the
al punto
Catholic
que,
beliefs.
con permiso
At
de los
one
otros
point,
miembros,
that
obviamente,
with the permission of
la
the
religión
Spaniard government,
tuvo mucha incidencia
they
en la educación,
established
en la
themselves
formación
and they
étnica
started going
de
with
los
vocations such as
indígenas.
technical vocation with the
Esto
indigenous
fue así
people
por un
and
tiempo
also
hasta
in the
que
schools.
eso
This was
llegó a
for a long period of
determinado poder
time
político importante
until
y
it
hubo
got to a point
relacionamiento
that
con
the
la separación
politics started
de la corona de España y
started to
finalmente
intervene, and
las
then
misiones
Spain
jesuíticas fueron
also
definitivamente
started to intervene. And
alejados
these particular
de
missions they
una
were
secuela importante en la
taken
formación
away
cultural de la nación paraguaya.
from Paraguay.
Hasta hoy
Until this
conservamos
day,
lo que se llaman los
we have in
Jesuits,
Paraguay
que
we
son un
have the
monumento histórico
Jesuits ruins,
cultural de la humanidad.
which is pretty much something that is belong to
Paraguay es
us.
un país homogéneo.
Paraguay,
Escuché
it's a country
al ministro peruano que habló
homogeneous,
del Perú de que es un
and
país pluricultural.
also I
Paraguay es un
heard
país
my partner here,
homogéneo.
but Paraguay is a
En nuestro país se ha
homogeneous
dado el
country.
inicio
And
a
in our
programas
country,
guaraní que llamamos,
we
que
call
convocan
something
a la unión,
Guarani, which
casado
is the
con hijas
union
de
of a
conquistadores
family
con las
of
hijas
the
de los caciques.
conquistador with the
Eso
daughters
sería de
of
entrada
the chiefs, the Indian
hacer
chiefs.
que Paraguay formase una nacionalidad muy
And
propia
in Paraguay has a very
de las
own
naciones de la región
nation.
y que tuviese
And
una
also,
formación cultural
I
homogénea.
and then we have
Esto
this
participó
particular
bien
mind. We're in this particular mind structure,
la enseñanza de la
and then
religión
the
fue
teaching of
más
the religion
pacífica,
was more
más
peaceful,
efectiva en todo el
more
territorio donde
effective
ocurrió
in
la
the
conquista.
entire country.
En cuanto a
When it comes
al tema en
to
cuestión,
the
la
topic that we're talking about,
tolerancia religiosa, la libertad religiosa, la
to the
democracia,
freedom of
la
religion,
prosperidad,
social stability, and the
Paraguay
human rights,
en estos días
Paraguay in these
está
days, in these years,
está
our
conmemorando
religion is
200
commemorating
años de
200
la
years
emancipación
of the
de las
emancipation
diferentes naciones
of
americanas
the different uh, different nations. I mean, in this case, will
en la
be Spain for
revolución de la
us.
independencia
Now,
hubo
in the
tanto
independence evolution, there was
pueblos
some priests
fundadores
from Uruguay,
y en los
from
principios
Paraguay,
de nuestra historia
and at the beginning of
todas
our
las actividades
independence, all the activities,
sociales, digamos,
official activities, let's say, on
todas las
politics,
actividades
all the activities,
religiosos
including
se
for
realizaban
the
en los
elections,
templos.
they used to be done
Muchos
in the
provenían de
temples.
colonias
In the temples, they used to come from the colonies and
nosotros tuvimos desde
Catholic
Paraguay un
Church.
periodo
in Paraguay there was a period that it was governed by Jose Garcia from France, um, and he was part on the University of Paraguay with theology, and this theology, I mean, with a new country, I mean, it needed a really strong and firm government, and then he pretty much he rejected all this. I mean, as a matter of fact, when it came to religion, the one thing that he was given the own authority to direct the church, and he pretty much told the bishops and the priests, and he would say that he would be the boss, he would be the main guy. This happened until 1840 when he passed, because his official denomination, he was a dictator of Paraguay. Then after that, a government came from Carlos Antonio Lopez, who gave us the first constitution, what is known as politic constitution. That in our history we have five. The first one was in 1844. That it will pretty much recognize the Catholic Church as the official church in the state, and did not tolerate any other worship that it wasn't part of the Catholic Church. And that's what it would say. And that obviously was modified after a year, and then the private worship, will be allowed. In 1870, there was a war. That you knew that it was a war against Paraguay. It was the Triple Alliance. So he went against Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay, and basically, we as male population were only at 10%, mostly little children and people from the older people. So then we started the reconstruction with the new constitution that it will declare the Catholic Church like the official recognized church from Paraguay. As a matter of fact, they were used to make something that it was called a council of the state. It was integrated by the archbishop of the Catholic Church, and it was basically by the greatest authority of the Catholic Church. Now, this constitution in 1870, from the post-war, it was under the mercy and then the reconstruction of the country, and it was available until 1940, and then it is given to Uruguay the condition of official religion, that and that the Catholic Church was the official church in the state. The president, the country president, he will profess the Catholic Church as a requirement, essential requirement in the oath for the judicial power. So what it will do is that they will borrow them to represent the people and before God. And this constitution was in effect until 1967, in which there is another national convention, and this maintains the effect of the tolerance of worship. What happened in 1944 when there were some other type of worships, all of those have been coming along, and they've been establishing everything else here and there. However, with tolerating, the different worships. In 1967, and the Constitution, and like I said, it has all the characteristics from the official church. This has a very substantial change when it comes to religion in the Constitution that we still have, that it comes from 1992. In this constitution, it is determined very clearly that there will be no official church, and the freedom of worship is absolute. However, respecting the history of 200 years, there there was an article introduced in the Constitution that recognizes the Catholic Church in the cultural formation and educational in Paraguay. Because up to these days, the Catholic Church has a function of sponsoring different entities when it comes to working the land in schools, and that they may also help. So in 1992, we have a state, not we have a secular state when it comes to worship.
Tenemos también que comentarles que
We also would like to tell you that since 1954 in Paraguay, there is a dependence in Paraguay. Now is a vice ministry of worship, which is the official entity that registers all all the new worships. We have between the 70 or 88% that they profess the Catholic Church, and the other 20% it is divided among different religions that are evangelists. And I have to tell you that in Paraguay, progressively,
Iglesia de Jesucristo
the LDS Church is growing,
estructuralmente como
uh, structural and along with all the people who follow this religion.
también un comentario
Also, a comment about
el obispado castrense
uh, the bishopric
República del Paraguay con la
in Paraguay when it comes to Spain, that the religion's attendance into the military barracks, they will be there will be a person that will be ordinary and that will be able to pretty much lead and preside in this particular matter. There was also a church that was established that it was it belongs to the evangelist church, and there is a leader, and he intervenes in the spiritual matter when it comes to the military and the police.
Bueno,
Well,
para resumir,
in order to summarize, Paraguay now it has a constitution that determines the secular state with tolerance of worship. We have no conflicts, gladly. We have no technical conflicts or religious conflicts,
nos puedan
nor conflicts that could give us
señalarlo como una
or that we can point it out that is difficult.
y quiero hacer un comentario
And I'd like to make a final comment before thanking my wife that she's always with me, and family and friends that live here in this particular city, that they are present in this audience. I'd like to make a final comment when it comes to tolerance. In July of this year, Paraguay received the visit of Pope Francisco, and and he met with all the religions. There wasn't just Catholics; all the religions participated of this particular meetings of the Pope, Pope Francis. And what I would like to share with you is that the Mass of the Angelus, which is the main Mass, he also prayed from the altar the patriarch from the Orthodox Church as a demonstration of pluralism and tolerance in this particular event, even though that it was presided by the Pope. But I want to say thank you, and if you have any questions, please, and with respect with everyone here, I wanted to be brief.
nuevamente
And once again, and thank you very much.